the cost of living is going to continue to rise, right? You're slowly taking a pay cut. Even if you're getting a raise every year, is your raise keeping up with the cost of living? If not, you're slowly taking a pay cut.
Adulting can be expensive, and new data shows Generation Z is having trouble keeping up. A new Bank of America survey found nearly half of Gen Z, defined as adults ranging from 18 to 29, say the high cost of living is standing in their way toward financial success. 42% say they live paycheck to paycheck, including some who make more than $100,000 a year, and 17% spend more than half their paycheck on housing.
It's crazy to know that you make over $100K a year and you still struggling. Now, I live in the state of Georgia, so $100K, especially in the area I'm living, that's wonderful, right? You can live a great lifestyle at that price. But if you're talking about somewhere where the cost of living is higher, any other place where things cost significantly more, like down the street, my gas is under $4. I know some places it's almost $5, right? So all that comes into play. Then what type of house you living in? What area do you live in? When I moved here about 10 years ago, it was not as developed where I'm at. Now we got a new gas station. Gas stations up everywhere. We got a lot of buildings they're building. So the price is going up. I work a full-time job and I just recently got a raise. But I know that job alone isn't going to cut it today. My wife has her business. I'm online promoting Exitus Elite, where we can make $100 to $2,000 in instant commissions because of the reason right here. This is the reason.
Despite this, the survey shows 66% of these young Americans are still actively saving money. Many of them are doing it without help from their families. For more, let's bring in Will Smeda. He's the head of financial centers at Bank of America. Will.
And the fact that you can save money nowadays actually put you in a great position.
Only 34% of Gen Z say they get financial help from their families. That's down from 46% in 2024. What's changed?
Yeah, so it's good news, obviously. It means our Gen Z are becoming more financially independent. I think
It could be that, they're becoming more financially independent, but at the same time, the cost of living going up. Maybe their parents can't afford to help them the same way they was before.
Of things. I think the labor market has straightened out a little bit for them. I think that sometimes financial habits take a couple of years post-college to really lock in. And I think that saving strategies have gotten quite a bit better. So it's really good news. But there's plenty of things on Gen Z's mind. There are certainly significant concerns with saving for a home, concerns with putting enough money away for retirement, and then obviously putting away the emergency savings account. There's a host of stressors. I think the idea, though, is that our Gen Z age, large age group, starting at 18, going all the way to 30 years old, as our Gen Z move into the real world and start adulting, things are looking up.
I mean, are they to blame at all, or is it mostly just victims of the current economy? I know that they say this is like, the treat yourself time. The survey found Gen Z treat themselves more than any other generation, but they feel bad about it. How does that play in, you think?
Yeah, it's a strange data point, but 92% of Gen Z say that they treat themselves. By the way, half of them weekly. And these are small treats, so think Starbucks, think a night out.
And those things you must do. You have to enjoy your life. You can't just work, and not have no fun. Now I tell my wife, I go in and get overtime. I do what I got to do online to make additional money so I can have those moments where I say, okay, cool, let me take my family out. Let's go out and enjoy ourselves. So I don't have to say, oh, do I necessarily have the money? Sometimes I can put that aside and go out and enjoy my family. Now, sometimes my son might say, hey, Dad, let's go do this, or let's go do that. So I have to break it down at time to time. And he's passing behind me. And I have to say, well, I'm going to hold on to doing this right now, because this is coming up and I don't want to spend the money on this and have only this much at this time. So I manage. So I'm managing the money. Yes, I got money in the account. Yes, we can go do that. But if we go do that, do the budget, that's going to bring this side down. So let's do it next week, right? And I try to explain to him, just because you have the money to do specific things, you have to set aside the thought of what's coming or what can come. You got to put some money aside, right? You got to have money that you're saving, okay? And you have money that you're spending, right? So to not dip into this, you got to not dip into the spending money. You got to even save some of your spending money.
Instead of eating in. So there's small things. However, 60% of them spend more than they should, and 41% feel guilt. These are small things that aren't going to take a person off of their budget, but you're trying to build steady habits. And one of the positives with Gen Z is that they're fairly loud about budgeting, which is a shift from older generations. Folks will, in Gen Z, folks will tell their colleagues or their friends that they're not going to go out because it doesn't meet their budget.
Exactly what I was saying. And I think like that now. I'm 48 years old, and I thought like that growing up. I always thought like that. Earlier in life, me and my wife got married, and we struggled for a long time. We have got to the point we had some extra money, when it had some fun. The car break down. Now we're broke again. So I think we are now at that point where, like I just tell my son, yes, we have the additional money, but let's not spend all this money because you don't know what's going to happen. That's savings. See, there's a savings that you have for emergencies, but just imagine having that money over there for emergencies, but you still got this over here because you didn't spend it all. So you don't have to dip too far into it because you have to use this, and you got that for backup, right? So that makes sense. June 11th of 2022, I jumped into a company called Exitus Elite. We make anywhere between $100 to $2,000 in instant commissions, 5 different levels. Depending on your level, you make between that point. Just to get your foot in the door, which I highly suggest everybody just at least get started at, $49 go to the admin fee and $100 cost the package. The $100 for the package. That's $149 to get positioned to earn a potential $100 per day, $100 per sale. You can make multiple sales in a day if you've got enough clientele coming through, or clientele or leads coming through. You got the $100 level, the $250, $500. Now, when you jump into the $1,000 and $2,000 levels, that's when trust come into play, because no one's going to give a complete stranger $1,000 or $2,000. No one's going to join someone in an opportunity at that level if they don't know nothing about them, don't trust them, and don't believe that they can help them. But if you are the type of person, I'm looking for something. I need to do something because I'm not making enough. I want to make more. I'm looking for something simple I can do online, do in my spare time, because I don't want to get a second job. That was my reason. I didn't want to get a second job, right? So I'm in my position on my job now. I can get overtime by staying an extra hour. Sometimes I don't get an extra day. Some weeks I don't get an extra day. Some weeks I do. But that's when this come in, right? Record a video like this, whether I'm doing a reaction, whether I'm talking about the back office, giving a concept idea, sharing mindset, like what type of mindset you got to have around building a business online. Just giving little information. Someone's going to pick it up and say, you know what, I can relate to that. Let me get in position to make those commissions, right? You got paid traffic, you got organic traffic like I'm doing now. I personally like video because a person connect with you. You can share your own personal thoughts, right? If you, like right now, I'm just coming off the head. Whatever come to mind is what I'm saying, okay? I don't have any type of scripts or anything, but if you're not comfortable doing that, develop a script. Have a script, right? Have it right here in front of you. It's okay. People just want to make sure they're getting the value, getting the information they need. That's what it's all about, okay? And if you learn about being on camera, you don't necessarily have to all the time. Let me give you an example. You can do a video like this where it's just you having a conversation and people listening to you. But it's also powerful to have your face on camera because you build a connection. A person can see the person, right? So if you make the decision to partner with me, I have team bonuses. If you are that person that say, G1000, G2000, $1,000 instant commission, $2,000 instant commission sounds perfect. I believe that's where I'm going to join at. I'm going to help you get started in that traffic. I'm going to purchase traffic, right? You give me the link. I'm going to purchase 250 clicks at G1000, 500 clicks at G2000 to show you how the system works. You're going to go through the process yourself when you go to the lead capture page. Enter your name and email address. You're going to see what your prospect's going through. So you're going to see. The part you're not going to see is it shows you get notifications, and it shows you when the lead come in. It shows you if they confirm the email address. It shares when they open up the email, how much of the presentation they seen. If they click the link inside the email, it runs it step by step, showing you everything they're doing. Right now, I got a person open up every single email that come through the system, even ones I send, he's opening. That's a hot prospect. So it helps you gauge. You're also going to get access to a team private chat. So it's not just me and you. We got a group right now of 50 plus people, all G1000, G2000 members. You're going to be part of that inner circle, I guess you could say. Make the decision to come in at any level. You're going to get my AI promotional pack. Make a swap file, 3 generations bonus training. Now these 2 I got from my sponsor. He allowed us to give it away, so I'm giving that to you. So you're allowed to give these away if you become part of my team. And that's how you get access to the 10 Exitus Elite promotional prompts. Now I'm pretty sure it's cut off on the side, but you can pretty much get an idea of what you're looking at. And also any level, if you want your t-shirt, I bet on me. You make the decision to bet on yourself, $149 just to get started. Send me your name, your t-shirt size, and your address, and I'm going to send that to you. If you want to change, you want something more, click on the link down in the description. Allow me to introduce myself, fill out the information down below, and you're going to be taken to watch the 4-minute presentation. And there's also a sales team. I forgot to mention that. Optional sales team. So if selling isn't your strong point, there's a sales team that comes with the system. You have to turn it on in your back office, and they will close your sales for you. Now, we make 100% commission, but with the sales team, it's an 80%, 20%. You get 80, they keep the 20. So it's still a win-win. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. My name is Michael Petty, and I'll talk to you soon.